Hey guys, welcome back to Sensei Ivan channel guys, and we're going to talk today not about magic, no, maybe a little bit, but is an incredible coach, trampoline coach, Cody McAlister. McAlister. Welcome everyone. That was it was incredible. Like I think guys, he was exciting about to know who did this all tricks. Maybe if you met Cody before, you already know he's an incredible magician, not only with cards and fire, but also with teaching kids cool tricks. So, how's your day?
Good, man. Yeah, good. Thank you. I like that you have cards here. Yeah, this is flash paper, so we're gonna keep that off to the side.
We'll do a few tricks during our talk today.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to start with, why do you like to teach parkour? Trampoline.
I love teaching anything kind of acrobatic, but yeah, trampoline is definitely where I focus the most on. I think I like it the most because when I was a kid, that's what I liked doing the most. I had a trampoline in my backyard, but I didn't have YouTube, I didn't have anything, so I just taught myself stupid things. So I was a backyard recreational gymnast.
Probably like most of you guys, right?
Yeah. So I come from that background, and then I took a few summer camps when I was a kid. So I was able to go and see a gymnastics gym, Altador Gymnastics in Calgary, and that was a really good experience. I got to meet some cool coaches and do some stuff. I learned how to do a back handspring when I was at that camp. I learned how to do a front full, and so remembering that camp was really, really good. They tried to recruit me to be competitive, which at the time I didn't understand what that meant, but my parents just kind of weren't really interested in me being in a competitive sport. And so I just kept doing it recreationally until finally it ended up being my career. I started coaching for fun, I volunteered to coach at the gym, and then that head coach quit at the gym in Alberta, and the parent committee came up to me and hey, you seem really good with kids, you seem to know what you're doing.
Can you
do you want to take over everything? And I was like, sure.
Yeah, we were coaching together, and Cody was helping me with parkour too, so it was an incredible time. It was easy for me to coach because he always step on the floor and hey, no, I will do warm up, and I'm like, no, I will do warm up, and it was
it's true.
competition, but this was a good competition because for some coaches it's please guys, can you coach? Don't do this on the floor because kids will feel it. Mm-hmm. If you don't like to teach, coach, don't do it, okay? If you like it, come with energy, show the kids because it's what you like to do. Show them what you like to do. If you like it, teach them. Why not?
I agree. Yeah. You definitely need a lot of energy to coach. When we do it at the schools, when you used to do it at the schools,
schools was
exhausted. 30 kids, and you had to have the highest amount of energy possible for a short amount of time. And to me, that was cool because it was based on my energy level, I could control 30 kids, keep them in line, the way that you explain things. It was good practice. I would never want another coach to have to do that. Never.
It's exhausting, but it's a good experience.
It was a good experience, yeah. So what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
So as you guys seen introduction, you seen the burning paper, and did you remember the word was on that? If not, we can put on the pause, check it again.
Okay.
Yeah? If you don't have a good memory, because that's what Coach Cody going to teach you today.
Yeah.
I'm not going to teach you backflip on the ground first because it's much harder. I believe it's physically harder, but I like trampoline. They help to teach air awareness.
Air awareness? Yeah.
Air awareness.
I mean, being in space would be the ideal situation. If you could put every single kid in space. No gravity, learn air awareness in
space. They will like it. It's
right?
You will not fall, you will not hurt yourself. It's just keep doing 4 flips in a row.
Yeah. So that's always the ideal situation. Trampoline is just because it gives you more power, more time in the air, more whatever. It just gives you the ability to learn it safer, a little bit easier. Yeah.
And you guys probably I know a lot of my students coming to parkour and they're hey, can you teach us backflip? And I'm backflip is not a parkour. Yes, guys, it's not parkour. We will talk in the future video difference between parkour and free running and gymnastics. So backflip is more gymnastics and free running, but it's not a parkour.
So yeah, so backflip is usually the first thing. Like if I walk up to any kid, I have a class of kids, I meet them for the first time, or hey guys, what are your goals for the day, or what are your goals for the session, or what are your goals for this class? Usually every single kid, if they don't already know how to backflip, their main goal is to learn a backflip. And if they don't want to learn a backflip, usually it's because they're way too afraid or they've had something happen to them in the past.
Oh, especially the past injuries. If they did backflip, and the main mistakes we will talk today about, the head drop. Oh, that's So, guys, we not certifying you how to do this, guys. We will help you. We'll give you progression to help you to teach kids. If you're an athlete who watching this, some progression, ask your parents to help you with this. Because if you communicate with your parents will appreciate more, and they will help, and they will know that you're doing in the same way. Most of the parents are afraid of you doing some crazy stuff on your backyard because they don't know what they're doing.
True.
And if you're like, hey, mom, dad, watch this one. Can you help me with this, what the coach Cody and coach Yvonne teaching us? I think the parents will more appreciate that too.
Yeah. As long as you take everything step by step, right? Like.
Okay, so about steps, what is the step number 1?
Well, yeah, just getting comfortable air awareness on trampolines. So the warm-up that I like to go through is everything back drops.
Hey everybody, I just want to go over some quick progressions. This is kind of my backflip warm-up, so I'm just going to go through real fun. Try to do these types of things. Be comfortable with a nice bum drop. Okay, if back drops are too scary for you at this point, I recommend starting in bum drop and then learning a good back drop position. Okay. I think I'm going to go from here to here is the safest before you start getting brave and try to do a regular back drop. Something that I'm always trying to do safe is make sure my head and my butt are landing at the same time, and I'm relaxing my neck.
Okay, so after this first step number 1, I see when I watch you, I figure out your arms is always up when you do bum drop. Does it important part?
It's more of a habit. So I would say that with proper technique, every skill that you learn on trampoline will take off with your arms up. Every skill.
So it's kind of the set for future front flip or back flip?
Front flip, back flip, Rudy's, double flips, double back flips. Any skill that you perform on trampoline, if you're going to connect it to another skill, usually you're starting with your arms up, because you want to start with your arms up, end with your arms up, so that each skill can connect to the next one. So it's just kind of a habit that most trampolinists develop when they learn proper technique for it.
2, I like to get a little more exciting and start the rotation and learning rotation. Always step 1 is starting everything on the ground with no bounce, no rotation, no anything. So, if you can generate rotation just by laying down and then creating that flip, that's initially how you're going to feel when you start learning how to create the back flip. So make sure you've got a good backwards roll. All right? A good backwards roll, making sure your hands are in the good correct position. You have a round spine, your head and neck is tucked in. So very important things to be able to have the basics so that you're safe when you do your first ever backflip, which we're going to get to in a while. All right.
So now when they learn how to do bum drop, back drop, and backwards roll, so what will be the next step?
When we combine them, step 1 kind of looks more like this. You're adding a little bit of bounce, right? And slowly working it up step by step. Maybe a little bit more bounce. Right? Getting a feel for it. And anytime you have a little mess up, feel free to step back and go a little, 1 step forward, 2 steps back is okay. Just keep adding until you feel more and more confident in the timing when you hit the bed with your back and your relaxed neck. The timing of when to pull your knees to create that rotation is really important.
My question, should they do a back drop to the cat?
Ooh, like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an excellent progression. I mean, you want to be able to control it to every part of rotation. Stomach drop, doggy drop, and your feet. But our goal is always to try to get to our feet.
So
that's you guys can kind of see.
Well, your hands, that's that hand position, you want to be able to protect your head. So if you were coming down, if I was coming down vertically like that, you can dissipate some of the force. So it's a good habit to have to be able to protect yourself. So once you can do a bum drop safely, and then you can transition that to a back drop, and then you can do a backwards roll, and then you can do back drop by yourself from your feet.
Question, because we guys, again, back to the injuries and the safety position. If you're watching this video, you probably athlete who's care about your body. You want to keep training when you will be 20, 30 and get a better success and learn faster, right? So that's why you're watching this video. So what you need to think about when you're learning your backflip, it doesn't matter where, and what kind of mistakes you need to prevent.
We never, ever, ever want to land on our knees.
Yeah, so definitely something would be your head position. I guess when you're starting to learn a backflip, a lot of people feel like in order to generate rotation and to create flip, you feel like you have to do something from here.
I want to see the ground,
right? And you want to see the ground as fast as you can. And so ideally, your natural instinct as a human, your natural brain is just going to be like to look for the ground and to create rotation. But all of that should come from your arms, from takeoff position. So if you take off with your arms up, you can use that stretch to create more rotation than your head ever could, right? And so it's those arms that you want to use and focus on more than your head position. If you can lock your head position, your head should just stay neutral, like a neutral
I
head
usually
position.
suggest them even like use the shoulders more, the neck will be shorter. If something happened and you land on your arms here, guys, your head is neck is protected. The longer the neck is easy to break, right? It's like which animal is easy to kill? Giraffe.
It's the longest neck. That's why sticking your neck out is never a good thing to do.
So, and the hips motions. That's what I find like kids. They bringing the knees, guys. If you jump and bring your knees to your chest, it's not give you a rotation.
No,
you will do just tug jumps. Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't guys try to bring your knee to your chest. Try to bring your knees over your head. That's when you point it that way, you're actually creating the rotation. So because you're focusing to bring your knee above, and that's all your crunches position give you rotation.
Or even worse than that is bringing your chest down to your knees, which creates the wrong way. But I've seen kids, they'll set for the backflip and then they try to bring their chest that way, and it creates the no rotation.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. I'm level 2 certified trampoline coach.
Good.
I know. No, I'm not certified. Sorry, I'm trained.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough classes and hours.
You need 150 hours. All right.
You can start now.
So for setting, if you're creating a set, sometimes like learning every skill, you want to learn it at height. So how high can you jump comfortably? And then how high can you comfortably do a backdrop? Those two heights should be relatively the same, right? So when I know an athlete is ready to do a backflip when I see their set for their backdrop at a comfortable height, right? Like if they can do a backdrop at their, medium to maximum height, bum drops are easy, but can you do a backdrop at that height?
Yeah, so it's scary to over-rotate.
Yeah, so to have that control in place, it shows that they know how to take off. They know how to control their rotation, adjust to their back a quarter by keeping their feet up. And so they have all the progressions, they have all those things. So backdrops, I'd say do thousands of backdrops. Can you do them at your max height? Once that's there.
Yeah, I think the trampoline is less scary to do. Like guys, if you decided to jump from building to building, you will not think about, I'm 50% sure I can get it. No, like if you do this crazy trick, you can't call this trick, it's thing, you just like need to be sure of 99%. I will suggest 100%, but we never show 100%. Like if something could be slippery or something, but we check. You check one side of the building, you check other side of the building. You guys watch a lot of videos, like you just see everything behind. You don't see everything behind the screen. The guy's just running and jumping. No, we're not. You're cleaning the surface. You be sure it's checked, it's dry, because that's where the accidents come. Accidents coming. You're breaking something. Yeah, so that's stupid.
So a set on trampoline is to create the height before the flip. There's always an order of operation for everything to do with flips. If you want to set, so making sure to get that takeoff, not traveling at all. All right. Setting up in the air and getting a good tuck. All right. When we're taking off, some of the drills we're going to be doing on the next part is learning to get our toes up in the air and create that rotation off of our set. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys need and want to learn more tricks, subscribe to the channel because we will continue it. If you are interested and you want to see Coach Cody more on this channel, please comment below, say, hey, we want to see more magic. Stop talking about boring trampoline. We want to see magic, and maybe we'll do even like one video with just the magic. He will teach you a few tricks. So comment below which trick you want to learn or which magic trick you want to learn.
Yeah.
So guys,
all right, so this trick is pretty simple. We're doing 2-card Monty, so we're following 2 cards, Queen of Hearts and Queen of Diamonds. If I place it in Yvonne's hand like this, I can learn to switch them, right? Now this is good and fun to practice to do to somebody, and I do this to people because it also gives them the feeling that I'm actually this good, right? So as we're doing it, our goal is either to follow love or follow money. Now, I know we're all here about the money, so we're gonna follow. We're gonna follow some diamonds. So we're gonna make sure Yvonne knows where that card is. Yvonne, do you want to double check and make sure it's all good? Yep. All right. Excellent. So again, we're following that one card, right? He's feeling it and he's following it with his eyes. I have hearts here. He's got diamonds there.
come closer to you guys.
Come close. So as I switch it, we're trying to follow this card, the diamond, right? So here we go. Okay. Now, without looking at it and feeling it, do you feel like this was the Queen of Diamonds or the Queen of Hearts? And then here comes the big reveal.
3, 2.
I was feeling that what? No way.
Yeah.
But I was feeling that he hit my thumb, but didn't switch anything. I was wow.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
So
hey guys, do you want to learn that?
Let's do the trick. Anybody can do this magic trick. It's great. I promise.
So guys, about next what you're going to see is how to spot. I figured out this spotting technique for parkour first time here in Canada. Never had this before in Russia. If you knew that before, it's awesome. If not, I think it helps a lot to especially teach big kids or adults.
Yeah.
Your smaller kids is like easier. So
yeah. Yeah, no, spotting I think is really, really useful. You know, pre-COVID, spotting was the thing to do. Now it's a little bit harder to get into a spotting situation.
Ask your parents.
Ask your parents.
Don't ask your friends, please.
Yeah.
They're not that strong. They don't understand. The bigger guys, bigger parents.
Even your parents sometimes can be risky. So you know, it's if your parents feel comfortable and they know what they're doing, they understand physics, then it'll be fine. But yeah, this is a simple spotting method. You're not even going over your head. We're just trying to get the feel for that set and that tucking motion.
Okay, let's watch this.
So this is not the actual backflip.
Okay, don't call it Sensei Yvonne. We still need a lot of videos, right?
Yes. So Yvonne, on this drill, your goal is to set your flip, get your toes up to about there before we even tuck. Okay?
Toes. It's fingers or it's a toes?
The toes.
Russian doesn't know sometimes.
Yeah, I believe you. So again, in English, it's toes.
Because in Russia, fingers, it's fingers.
Yeah,
20 fingers.
Your feet fingers need to be pointing at the wall before you tuck. All right, nice and straight. Okay, on 3. We like to go on 3.
Do I need to bend legs?
Yeah, how do I count to 3 in Russian?
Раз, два, три.
Whoa!
Oh, scary.
It's just 3 in Russian?
Yeah.
Seems like they really confused the other ones.
Okay. Раз, два, три.
Toes up and tuck. Yeah. All right, so we're creating good rotation. We know we're good. Another way to do this. Okay, one more time. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Holy smokes, Yvonne.
Getting better.
All right, that was really good. Another way to do this is to set up some blocks behind you. All right, and to be able to jump up and get your toes up. If you can get something like this, you can even do this off the ground as a good progression. So if you have a high couch, never let your parents know that I said that out loud. But if you have something high that's nice and comfy at home, use that. Your goal is to get your set into your takeoff and when you're tucked, and see what that feels like. All right. And also you can practice the second half of your flip, which is the landing. All right, let's see if this works. Spotting the ground on that landing. Other places you can do this roll is off the edge of your trampoline onto a ground or a mat that's there. Get that feel for coming off of something higher onto the ground and always landing on your feet, not your knees, all right? Here we go.
Okay, guys, so when you watch this backwards roll off the blocks, please focus on your hands position because I think it's really important. If you're not confident to do off the height, do on the ground because I know I have a few students who roll off and then like stop right in the middle and
slide right down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the important thing to do on any type of tucking, rolling thing is always stay tucked. When in doubt, tuck it out. And so if you're rolling and you all of a sudden, when you're upside down, your body's natural reaction in your brain is to straighten out. I don't know why that is. I think it's because maybe we were genetically not designed to flip. Mentally anyways. Like we
don't want to be a bull, we're always opening.
But there's been so many times in my life where I'm spotting somebody and I'm like, we've done all the progressions and all of a sudden you spot them and then right in midair, something will happen in their brain and they just straighten out like a board. And they physically won't go over their head. And if that's you and you feel that that's you, then definitely drill this until your brain, like you wanna have like, okay, you've got this habit of survival which is here, and then you've done it 10 times backwards rolls. If you did 1,000 backwards rolls, then you might be able to overcome this fear and this habit that's been developed in your genetics almost. So
you can fight with almost any fear. So guys, it's just this right progressions and slower approach. Don't believe the I hate this American superhero mental stuff. Yeah. It's just like they make you believe their spider will bite you and you're superhero. No, guys, like you need 1,000 spiders to bite you and you might die.
You need 1,000 push-ups too.
Yeah. Training hard.
Trainer.
It's nothing coming to this life easily, guys. That's as a sensei Ivan who came from Russia, it was hard time to come here.
Yeah.
So many applications.
I mean, any mat you can find is good. That X mat is the smallest mat a gymnastics gym has. So ideally, if you're learning a backflip, you wanna thicker is better. Like really thicker is better. One, it drops the height of the time you're falling. So the higher the mats, the less distance you have to fall to create impact. So that's always good. I like searching for mats on Amazon.
Yeah.
If you went in and asked the owners or the coaches of any gymnastics gym if they have any extra mats, sometimes they do. For sure, it's a great place to go. Also, Facebook Marketplace. You do what you can, especially if you're learning in your backyard. You want to be as safe as possible. I don't recommend using any mat that's not certified, but you do what you can.
So, and in the next video, you will see, guys, weird backflip technique. We call this macaca in parkour.
Yeah.
So,
I would never use it to teach a kid traditionally, because you can't spot it, you can't do anything like that. But it's something that's safe, and it's
and you can do by yourself.
And you can do by
yourself. Parents
yeah.
can spot maybe physically, or they don't wanna. I don't know, but it's a way how to get the progression, but don't focus too much on this. Just like feel confident, but don't get used to technique because that's technique can destroy your backwards rotation.
It totally would.
Sideways. So be careful with these progressions.
The first time, I like to avoid going over my head directly. All right, now this is going to go off axis, but it's going to keep us a little bit safer. So if you learn to go sideways a little bit on your first time, trying to figure out how that flip feels, you can slowly bring it higher and a little bit better, all right? So slowly, again, step-by-step progressions might feel more like this. Okay, you're just trying to get a feel for it. You're nice and safe. You're slowly bringing it off axis, and you can slowly bring it on axis, right? So when you're standing up tall, same thing, getting a feel for it. And now you're going to combine that slowly with your good technique, good set, all right? Woo! That was good. All right, last but not least. Okay. And again, if any screw-ups, anything doesn't work out well, if your hips are coming out and you're going forward on your backflips, bring it back to the basics. One thing to note on all of that is making sure not to throw your head. A challenge we like to give athletes is to watch the wall for as long as you can before your feet come over your head. So the eye contact that I have with the wall, okay, I'm letting my legs come over. All right, that way I'm not throwing my head back, all right? As soon as the flip is done and complete, I'm spotting for my landing.
On trampoline, if you're throwing your head, if you're traveling your backflip too much, these are all things you can correct. But you can still do the backflip even though you're traveling too far. You could still complete the backflip on a trampoline if your head is thrown. It's just we're trying to get you to do it with the proper technique. Because on the ground, when you have only so much jump and so much height and so much time on the ground, and if you don't do it nearly perfectly, it's very hard to land. It's almost impossible.
And you don't want to relearn that.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of time. It's easy example about it. So guys, if you're brushing your teeth by right hand, take in your left hand and see how you can do it. How many hours do you need to spend to learn how to do it? Same thing. You learn the bad habit, it's so impossible.
It's so hard. For sure. No, I agree. Yeah. One girl was really good at aerials and she's like, I miss learning how to do aerials. I miss the process of learning how to do it. And I said, no, that's not true. And she was like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, well, if you loved learning an aerial so bad, you would learn to do an aerial the other direction too. You'd learn to do it both ways. Yeah. And she was like, I would never do that. And I said, there you go. Nobody's going to do that. I know Talon would do that, but like he's the only one to learn to do it both ways. But this is a simple trick anybody can learn. So I'm going to demonstrate it now from an angle that everybody can see what I'm doing, and then you guys can practice it at home. There's only really one move that you have to learn. That's it. One simple sleight of hand move. So if we set it up, I set it up like this. Queen, ace on the bottom. All right. So when I put the queen of diamonds in his hands, and I'm trying to draw his attention and his focus to this. All right. And we're always focusing on this card. It draws attention. It's a misdirection, right? So as I switch it, we can already see what happened. Now, if I go back in time, I'm showing you the queen of hearts, and he is the queen of diamonds. Well, as soon as I put this card on the top of the pile and take it off to switch it, I've already preloaded an ace into his hand.
That's
okay?
so fun.
All right. So then when I do this and I'm pretending to switch it as super fast, that's just to pretend. Okay, that super fast move that I did. I'm drawing his attention to this card again, saying, don't look at it, but what card did you feel like I switched it? And then I'm pulling the ace that was off the bottom of my pack and putting it there. Then I can rub these two cards there and it looks like it's switched. So once again, super quick. We're doing something called a double lift, all right? So when I hand him this card, my goal is to do a double lift and simply show
double lift two cards.
Two cards same time. That's the majority of magic, all right? Now, when I take the card off the top, so again, it's a queen,
so
but it's actually an ace when I take it off. So it's switched, and then I go, whoosh, right? And this one you already know is there. So if I have the queen on the top of the pack and the ace on the bottom, I'm going to pretend to grab this top card, but I'm actually grabbing the bottom. It's called a bottom deal. It's also another little fun move. And then you add it there, and it's all done. All done.
Oh my gosh, awesome. Okay.
That was a speed trick, so...
Okay guys, last step, thanks for watching. I know it was a long video, and I really appreciate that Coach Cody came today and showed all these things and explain how to do the backflip. We'll do one more magic today, guys. If we will have on the channel 250 followers, we'll do...
yeah, we're gonna do a giveaway.
Giveaway. So
all right, let's see what this giveaway is.
Wait, whoa! I'm blind. Wow!
That was a lot. So we're giving away some one-of-a-kind, never before used, never before given away or sold. So when you own these...
Sticky,
yeah, super grippy,
bottoms.
super grippy Flip Club socks.
Yeah.
They sent us a couple as a sample. We were going to do a big order of them, but Flip Club didn't survive. So there you go. You got some...
Flip Club. Oh, Flip Club.
Flip Club.
I was like, what?
No, yeah.
The video was
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much. So guys, 250, and please be in Canada. I can ship it in Canada for sure, no problem. If you are international, I'm not sure if we can do that international.
I might chip in a few bucks. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, so
let us know who you are.
Yeah, we will use the program to find the person. And yeah, guys, really good socks, really flexible. I don't know if they're good for parkour. Better use your shoes.
Yeah. Shoes is
but awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you guys next week.
Hey everybody, I would like to issue a challenge. We're all off work right now, so this is a great way to support us. So please share these videos with your friends and family. We would love to get as many views as possible. Our goal is to get 1,000 views on some of these videos. If you can do that and support us, then we're very motivated to be able to make more videos. The next trick I'd like to go over is front flip and progress all the way to Branny.
Okay.
So, very quick, what that's going to look like is we'll start by learning our front flip. And then once we've got that, we're going to learn a brand new.